welcome to another bright morning on Enterprise Television. I am Kende Boduri.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
All right, we are delighted to start the day with you. As always, we begin with a quick look at today's newspaper headlines before diving into the main conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment with us. You can, join the conversation by liking, following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. You can also share, So joining us right here in the studio is Mr. Oluwa Taiwo. He is the Executive Director, Africa Bridge Initiative, Lagos, Nigeria, and he would also be sharing expert insights on the issues we have before us. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Taiwo.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Thank you so very much for having you. It's been a while, actually.
It's been a while.
So how has been your NGO, management and all, especially with the growing economic issue, with the United States holding back aids and all? How has it been in that particular space, the NGO space generally?
We are much aware of the fact that financial meltdown, we come from different parts of the world, but just that we never expected that it will come soon from Donald Trump. So it was unexpected. But in the global village, it's not unexpected, because you can't continue getting the aid. It should have been aided internally. So we shouldn't rely more on aid. So for the NGO space, working with the SDG 3 and 4, we discovered that
that's SDG 3 and 4 for the benefit of those who might not know what SDG 3 and 4 is.
SDG is talking about the Sustainable Development Goal by the United Nations.
Yes.
Talking about the 3 and 4, talking about the education and the well-being.
Okay.
All right. So education for all.
Okay.
All right. And also looking at the accessible healthcare, especially for the younger ones in the country. We've been working with more than 75,000 youths in Lagos and Abuja since 2017. Apparently, this time next week, I'll be speaking to more than 2,000 youths in Abuja.
Wow.
So we're going to be looking at how can we look at the peace and involvement of the youth in the national development. For our NGO, we discovered that so many needs, so many impacts has not been felt yet, especially at the grassroots level.
Yes, and talking about the grassroots level, remember the Safe School initiative of the federal government? About 300 million has been invested in the Safe School initiative. Yeah. And with this banditry and kidnapping thing, what do you think NGOs can do to help the federal government in allowing children to get to school and have a wonderful time?
All right, pretty much within about 2 months ago, the Commissioner of Police, through the IG of Police, through the Commissioner of Police, invited us to a roundtable discussion in Alausa. So we're there with the Commissioner of Police, looking at how we can assist the government, especially the police, in terms of the Safe School initiative and the Safe School Squad that has been established by the Inspector General of Police. But apparently, looking at it from our own SDG angle, we discovered that those billions is not necessary, to be sincere.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. I'm sure a lot of people will be shocked. It's not necessary. Having impact in a nation is not about budgets. Have we done the preliminary? Have we looked at the forensic audit? Have we looked at our feasibility study? It's not about just pushing figures here and there. If you are working with intentional NGOs like our own in Lagos or in Southwest, the first thing you need is research and intelligence report. That does not need money.
Oh, okay.
We have not even gotten to that level, and we're already talking about budget.
That's for Southwest?
Even for Southwest.
Okay.
So if I'm here in Lagos and I have my counterparts working in Ogun, and I have my counterparts in Ondo, what do we need? We need to start with an intelligent gathering. What is happening in Kwara State? What is happening in Borno State? What is happening in your local government? 2011, I was in Abuja, in Kubwa, youth service. From there, I traveled to more than 4 or 5 countries within 3 months to look at what's happening in the nation. I love traveling, naturally. It's my hobby. I love traveling. I was in Edo State, I was in Delta State, I was in Oyo State, all right? I was in Kaduna State. So having those kind of influence is just for me to see, okay, what is happening in Kaduna State? What is happening in social local government? When we gather the intelligence report, they will be able to assist the police all right, that, okay, police, between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., you can be in social area. It's volatile. Between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., you can be in social area. That area is volatile. Within 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., you guys can relax. The atmosphere is safe. That's intelligent gathering. It's not about just pushing billions, pushing millions. Billions, millions has not helped us in Nigeria. We're still going back and forth, and the round table, and there's nothing on the table. We're all coming back to the table, and we have not left anything on the table. So each time we come back to the table, it's empty.
Keep repeating the same thing.
We will keep repeating the same thing. It's not about the figure. Some of us, have been to this system since 2017. I'm not fantasizing about all those figures. It's all about impact. It's all about the passion.
So if you have this intelligence gathering, right, how do you want the government to even take part? Because you said something, you said you have been having this roundtable discussion over time and all, and you feel that, okay, they just want to put budget, or, you know, they just want to have the budget at hand. But how do you think the government can really assist, apart from budget, apart from, you know, laying down some budget? How do you think the government can assist fully in this project, or on this project?
One of the major areas the government needs is what? Capacity building, especially for the police as well as for the NGOs that will be working in that space. You need capacity building. Bring in tech experts.
Yeah.
You can bring them from India. You can bring them from Japan. You can bring them from America. Bring in tech experts. That's with your phone, you'll be able to know what is happening in Ogun State, even right from Lagos State. Okay, let me give you a typical example. I was in a particular company I will not mention. Okay, let me mention the name, Concert, in 2011. We went into their strong room. There, you know, we're youth corp members, and we're able to went there for an excursion. That is part of what we're saying, recruitment process. You know, we're eager to know how can we contribute our quota to the security challenge of Nigeria. We look at the apparatus, we discover there's a dashboard in ICOMSAT. That dashboard, you can control the entire Abuja through that dashboard.
Wow.
Can we replicate that in every state of the country? That is not police this time around. Police have their own dashboard. Yes. DSS, they have their own dashboard. Can we also have an independent dashboard as does that? From Lagos, I can tell you what's going to happen in Ondo in the next 2 hours. Because of unnecessary gathering that I've been able to foresee in Ondo State. So what do? I can alert neighboring states within Ondo State, Kwara, Oyo, and the rest. Please mobilize guys around that state. Once you mobilize around Kwara State, in the next 4 hours, whatever will happen, it might happen, but they will not go scot-free. It's not necessary that you have to go and fight them directly to avoid other casualties. All right? But you can control the entire state, and in less than 2 hours, instead of them to spend 1 hour. But because they are aware that they have been controlled around, they will do what? They'll spend 30 minutes. The remaining 30 minutes, they will meet you at the border and they will be captured.
Wow.
But of course,
this is so intelligent.
Of course,
really.
all of these things would work if there ain't no complicity of many who are profiting from some of these things. But of course, we wish that NGOs like yours, you know, would help with the federal government, especially for safe schools. It is moving around the country right now, and we need our kids back to school. But let's get to the Vanguard newspaper for this morning. We have the big story: alleged Christian genocide. U.S. lawmakers disagree with federal government, and they have a writer to that story. Says the steps are taken so far by federal government to deal with the problem insufficient.
Wow. We have gunmen kidnapped 5 in Rivers State, varsity students, 14 passengers in Imo. Wow. When are we going to...
When will this thing slow down?
Really?
We have on the top strip also the fast track field development or step aside. Federal government wants IOCs.
Okay, we also have APC, FG suffocating PDP opposition. This is coming from Bode George.
And also we have Wike Fayoshe, 9 others get PDP expulsion certificate.
Okay, we also have Mba present record 1.62 trillion naira renewed momentum. All right,
Mr. Taiwo, let's get to the genocide thing. You know, that wouldn't go away anytime soon. The shelf life is plenty. It won't leave us anytime soon.
I hope it goes one day.
It says here alleged Christian genocide. U.S. lawmakers disagree with federal government. What's your take on this genocide thing? from the very first time Donald Trump, blew the whistle, and what the federal government had to say about it, and what we had lots of other people coming to. What's your take, actually?
Okay, if I'm to speak on that, critically, as a young leader in Nigeria, with thousands of people following me both online and offline, I would personally appreciate President Donald Trump for bringing out a particular scourge in Nigeria.
And what is scourge?
The security challenge scourge that has been living with us, because it's a gunpowder, and all of us, we are relaxing on the keg, whereas there's already powder that's about to be exploded. So now he has been able to alert us, and that's why I can say everybody is now running eta-sketa, as if we're not aware that it's a scourge. Now everybody's more security conscious, even than the president himself. So I want to especially appreciate President Donald Trump for taking such a bold step. And what does that mean? Every African leader, if you are not ready to take bold step, please vacate your office. If you are not ready to take strategic decisions, whether it will affect your second term or third term, it doesn't matter. If you are not ready to take strategic decisions that will safeguard lives and property of the citizens of your state, of your country in Africa, please vacate immediately. You can take the same line with the former Minister of Defense in Nigeria. Just resign and go and relax. If you can't do the needful, you can't be a president and everybody is dying like a chicken every day. And what we hear is that we commiserate. Who are you commiserating with? In as much as you are commiserating them, it's like you are rubbing it on their face that there's nothing you can do. So why are you the president? Why are you the state governor? You vacate the office immediately. We must be ready to be what? Strategic in our decision and bold actions. Whichever way it goes, whether it's affecting your ruling party or it's affecting the opposition party, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have to take the decision. That is the reason why you are voted for. And don't forget, President Bola Tinubu also says the same thing. He said, don't pity me. I applied for this job. Don't pity me.
And if he doesn't do well, like he said, that we should.
Then if he doesn't do well, then
pity me again.
If you ask me, I'll say, don't even wait for the voting. Remove him before the voting, if it's possible. Don't wait for the voting, because it might not be easy at the point of voting. Before voting, before election cycle comes, you can remove him if he's not performing. It's simple as that. It has gone into that, because lives are being lost on daily basis. Look at what the former president Jonathan said. He said, nobody's blood is worth my position. I would rather relinquish my position than for people to die. If not, he will have negotiated that position, and millions of Nigerians will have died for him to retain that seat. I'm sure by now he might still be in power up to now.
Yes.
But lives, millions of lives of property will be what? Will be negotiated. But we are saying enough to that kind of negotiation. If you are ready to take up the job, you are ready to face the music, go and take it. If you are not ready after 4 years, please pack your load out of Aso Rock and go back to your house. Wow. You will still be celebrated. You don't necessarily have to spend 8 years in Aso Rock. It's not a must. It's not anybody's father's property. If you spend 4 years and you think that out of 8-point agenda you have set, you will be able to achieve 2. The remaining 6 is outstanding. Please pass on the baton to another person to assist you to achieve that 6, and you go back home and rest. It's as simple as that. And no, somebody will tell me that it's not easy. I know it's not easy. But must it always be about me?
Very well true.
Must it always be about me?
Because if Nelson Mandela could do the same thing, he stayed in prison on behalf of black South Africans for 27 years. In 1990, he was released from Rikers, and in 1995, he won as the first black president of South Africa. 1999, he said he was okay, one term in office, handed over to whoever it is, and he went home and became a global leader. Everybody looked up to him.
It doesn't have to be with. It doesn't have to do with self-interest, right? So if you feel that okay, you are not really capable, and I feel that most of our politicians, when it comes, they just want to stay there. Like in Yoruba, they say "Ofete basibe," they want to stay there till eternity. Okay, I want to be here forever, but they don't know that okay, things will still even come, to change the old system.
And don't forget,
This
even though
okay.
I am a political scientist and I understand that politics is all about interest. In case people are not aware of that, I am aware that politics is all about interest. But must it always be about you? Even though it's all about interest, that interest must not always be about you. Look at the former Vice President, Oshibaju. He wanted to become president. But now, if he asks me by own rating, with the assignment he's taking over in the global stage, it's more bigger than being a president of Nigeria.
Yes.
And it's being more celebrated. What else do we want?
Yes.
Must you die in Aso Rock for millions of people to die because you want to become president? There are a lot of impacts I can make globally after 4 years or 8 years in Aso Rock.
Exactly.
So I must not die in Aso Rock because I want to spend 8 years. Why can't I spend 4 years, make a formidable impact in my nation?
That will be remembered for a very long time.
I went to a university in the last 10 years, in the last 20 years. My legacy is still in that university up to today.
That's impact.
You can verify it. It's not on the news. You can go back there to the faculty. You can go back to the department, and it is verifiable. Not the one that we are audio fact checking that we are doing online and we are all deceiving ourselves.
Because it's actually very similar to late Governor Jakonde. You could see the impact he had made many years after he's gone and no longer with us. But people can still say Jakonde did this. And the next 50 years, he will still be remembered.
Absolutely my point.
Even if he didn't finish his one term because of the obstruction of military, but the little time he had, there was impact.
He has made a lifetime legacy. My unborn children will remember Lateef Jakonde. There are buildings, there are primary schools, there are secondary schools he built, there are low housing estates he built. My father has benefited, my mother has benefited.
For real low,
real low, not a low cost housing estate that is costing 50 million.
I think there's one at Ikeja, that's along
for elites.
Before you get to Ogba.
It's all over the place.
Yes, I say it's low.
Yes,
it's low housing estate, but it's costing the elites to pay for it. Is that not an irony?
And they won't even stay.
And they won't even stay here. So why you not intentional like Lateef Jakonde and sell it to what? To the real teacher, to the real farmer. Sell it to that farmer that will not resell that building. Sell it to that teacher, that classroom teacher. Sell it to that medical doctor that will cherish that housing. Sell it to that nurse like my mother that will cherish that 3-bedroom apartment, and she will make sure that she transfer it to her children and unborn children. That is your legacy. That is my legacy. Not that elite that will buy 10 at the same time. In the next 6 months, it will turn into $1 billion real estate, and it will become a motivational speaker on YouTube and Instagram. That within the 6 months, I venture into real estate. I am now a billionaire. I'm now a real estate owner. Forgetting, not telling us that he got 6 low-cost housing estates from the governor of his state. Now, he's now reselling it. And it's not a billionaire within 6 months. Is how to develop a country. That is how.
So let's take another story from the Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, still on Vanguard. Or should we treat this gunman kidnap 5 rivers or would?
Okay, let's get to the Daily Trust. There's an interesting story there.
Okay.
And that is
it on Daily Trust? Sorry.
The Daily Trust
why Tinubu returned?
Yeah.
Okay, why Tinubu returned General Musa?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, yesterday was one day that in fact the internet was like, oh, okay, why will Tinubu want to resign? Oh, sorry, why did the former minister of defense
he
had to resign.
And
then immediately General Musa. Okay. What's your take on that? Like, do you think there's something suspicious about that?
All right, if truly you're intentional, like some of us are about Nigeria, everything that happened, it's not a surprise to me. I saw it coming.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I saw it coming.
So you expected it?
Christopher, the general, Musa, is an intentional leader. I don't know him. I'm from the West. I'm not from the North. It's not my family. We're not related. He's a fine, gentle, gallant officer who is ready to lay down his life for Nigeria because of the passion he has for the military and the development of Nigeria. So I wasn't surprised. In fact, in my, as at, let's say, 4 days before it was announced, I said it on my platform, at both my NGO platform and my university alumni platform. I said it there. I said your next Minister of Defense is CG Musa. And everybody was saying, where is that coming from? How come? That you just this and that. I said, take it or leave it. That's your next Minister of Defense. So what does that mean? What is your capacity as a leader? Whatever impact you are making in a position will prepare you for another bigger position ahead. But if you want to change yourself, or you want to circumvent the system because of the little funds you're going to get now, you are shortchanging your future. And you're putting the life of your children, your family, in jeopardy. Like a former deputy national chairman of a particular political party now is crying that his children are not getting a job in Nigeria because of his surname. Who cares? How did you get to that level? That your name is not a problem to your children? How did you get to that level? Is it possible that as an NGO leader or as a sustainable leader in Nigeria, I will hear a name like Tony Elumelu as your surname? In fact, if I want to give you a program manager in my NGO, I will increase your salary because of your surname.
Because this brings me to a testimonial. I know lots of us who grew up in the 80s would know him. Cyril Stober. No, not Cyril Stober. Now, what's this guy that does Sunday tonic? You know, back in the day.
Okay, Sonny Rabo.
No, not Sonny Rabo. There's this other guy that was there before. What's the name of this man?
Sadiq? No, not
Sadiq. What's this man? The thing just came to my mind now. You know, so she's the daughter said because of the father's name that she is able to get jobs, you know, contracts and all. And it's simply because the father at the time he was working with the NTA was a wonderful fellow. Did his work the way he was supposed to.
Ask him or ask her. Is the father rich?
No.
Maybe
a nation that celebrates materialism against humanity is going nowhere. That is why we're having crisis. Our crisis is not spiritual. Our crisis is man-made. We are the architects of our issue in Nigeria. We, all of us, we are the architects of the problem we are facing.
Okay, so let me bring this to let's examine the expected outcome of this return. So could this return stabilize Nigeria's security? You know, could it stabilize Nigeria's operations?
If you are a chief of defense staff, CDS, that means all the security apparatus is under your portfolio.
Yeah.
The naval officer, the army officer, the Air Force officer, they all what? They relinquish information, high-level confidential information to you. So if you are not being promoted into minister, you are not doing anything different. What is different now is that you have more political will and power to execute. You have more political will to give order. Even when it is not convenient for you, you still go ahead to give that order. That in less than 24 hours, look at what President Tinubu did. And to be candid with you, I celebrate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He ordered the Chief of Army Staff, go to that scene, go and report there until the whole place is calm. He ordered the State Minister of Defense, you guys go and resume in that war zone until everywhere is calm. That is what we want from a leader. He himself was to go out of the country, but he has to change his itinerary. He was going to the war zone, but he got a security report that he will not come back alive. But if he cannot go, he can make a strategic statement, and he did.
And have you observed that since the Donald Trump thing, he hasn't traveled out in
yes. That's what I was saying. That he wanted
now,
to.
Somebody has made a strategic statement. It's affecting his own action. That's what we're saying. So he himself also should continue. We want more of such strategic statement from Asorok. so that every state governor, including the governor of Lagos State, will know that it's no more a business as usual.
Right.
So that every minister of the Federal Republic now knows that it's not automatic that you are going to spend 4 years in this cabinet if you are not performing. If you are not performing, it's either I sack you or you resign. One must happen. Because going forward, every minister must come on board with a KPI. If you are not ready to fulfill those KPI, don't bother to come on board. There's no more business as usual. And as of today, in fact, for you to be in cabinet in any state government now, it's no more congratulations. It's now prayer request now. Because it's no more business as usual. Yeah. If you don't perform in less than 1 year, if the governor did not kick you out, the people themselves will kick you out of that position.
So now, are you saying that our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is really working, you know, he's really like putting in energy to curb this insecurity?
For the security talent, it was not working. I can say that categorically. It wasn't working. It was not strategic.
No, what I'm saying, are you sure?
But now,
okay,
he has woke up, or he has wake up to his responsibility.
And you feel that it was based on what Donald Trump?
It's part of it.
Okay.
And don't forget also, for him waking up, it's not a day's job. It's possible he might have been working behind the scene.
Sure.
Taking his time. But something prompted it to what? To quick action. That strategic statement from this White House.
This to show that once, apart from, I'm not bringing politics into this now. This is to show that if you have something doing right and you relent on that thing, things will go bad, right? But if you have someone that will push you, sometimes if someone should push you to do something, you'll be willing to do that thing. And even if you're doing that, you might feel that okay, in a maybe along the way you might just want to take a break, and that break might even be that maybe you're always relenting on it. So I feel that is what President Donald Trump actually did to our president. And I think we'll give him, like what you said, we'll give Donald Trump that credit for
his flowers and all. But let's just before we end this particular segment, let's just take one other story. Constitution amendment, reps to vote on state creation orders December 10. Do you think at this point in Nigeria we need further states created? Have we managed the ones we have that we intend to have more states? Would that in any way bring development, or would that increase governors who are all over the place and making money for themselves and not allowing it get to the grassroots?
Well, for the creation of states, you know, when IBB and the rest and go on, when they created the states, a lot of people were crying foul. So if we are to create another state, to me, there's nothing to cry about it.
Okay.
Bringing development closer to the people.
So it doesn't.
You can see that in Lagos State now, we're in 20 local government. Now we have 57 LCD. Yes. So more.
But not local governments. Not local governments.
Not local governments, but LCDs, 57 LCDs. So what does that mean? 20 LGA, 37 LCD. So development is coming closer. And apart from development, opportunities also is coming closer to the people. All right. So if we are having Ijebu State, if you're having Ibadan State, all right, what does that mean? Any fund that is coming to Ogun State now means that more fund has to come to Ogun State, because it's now 2 states that we're sharing it. Ijebu State will also take some parts.
Okay.
All right. So, and if you're having more states in Borno, in Yobe, being carved out, what does that mean? That means the budget will be enlarged. And once the budget is enlarged, people getting the part of the fiscal allocation from the federal government, the people are also being enlarged. Because why? Part of the challenge is also population. There's population issue, there's alienation within the system, there's nepotism. All right? So everybody wants a sense of belonging. Everybody wants to be on the table. But in as much as we want to be on the table, from the SDG perspective, we must also remind those leaders who are clamoring for state creation that it's not going to be business as usual. Don't think that we are going to give you a new state and your governor will carry agbada every 30th of the month to Aso Rock to collect check. It's no more business as usual. You must be ready to develop your state by yourself. Wow. Little fund or little funding will be coming from the central, but major development will be coming from your state, not from Aso Rock anymore.
Yes, but do you
it's changing. The narrative is changing.
Yes, but do you think that should be a priority rather than true federalism? Don't you think that is what we need?
No, they work. No, if you look at it, they work in pari passu. They all work together. Yes, we need true federalism. But you know, when you have true federalism and my population is too much, yet you are giving two of us the same thing, I will cry that I need a more states. Because if we have 20 states and you are giving all of us 20 million, and I am 20 million, and you are 30 million,
okay,
I can manage 20 million. You can manage 20 million. You have 30 million people. I have 20 million people. We are not in the same category. So you cannot manage 30 million. So you need state creation in your own area. Because even if I increase your 20 million to 30 million, it still might not be enough within that space. Look, don't forget my take.
Yes.
It's not just about the budgeting. The budgeting sometimes even might be a problem. It might cause inflation. Yeah. More money in the circulation, inflation. So it's not just about the budgeting alone. It's not about the 2+2 figure alone. It has to do with the natural resources of that environment. Like I was saying the last time I was here, I said that if any state is having loan with African Development Bank or with World Bank, Ogun State, the governor must be flogged 20 times every day. If I find his name in the World Bank, he has too many natural resources to be collecting loan. He has enough land when there's some states in Nigeria. How come they are still borrowing? That is where we are going now. And that's a part of the true federalism that you are trying to talk about. That each unit of the federation be independent, coordinating themselves, managing themselves. That is the narrative going forward. So that I'm giving 3 states does not mean they should go and sleep. Or should become lazy.
And wait for handouts.
To whom much is given, much is expected in 21st century.
Very well.
So if you are looking for more states and you are not ready to work, you better go back to Senate and renege. Tell them you are not ready to work, they should leave you where you are. But if you are ready to work, we can give you more states.
All right, so let's see how that goes. Though we know the type of politicians we have in Nigeria. All of this that we are talking about, they might not, they would understand it, but they might not agree with it. For them, it's more about what comes to the table. And remember, whenever you hear that dollar is 1,700, look very well. You notice that they've released money to states and they've converted all of them to dollars, and therefore it's high. And when the money is going down, dollar will come down. There. That's the type of politicians we have in Nigeria. But just to let you know that Mr. Taiwo would be here to take us on our main conversation. That's when we return. U.S. lawmakers urge to pressure Nigeria to abolish Sharia law. That in the beat is still Enterprise Morning. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so very much for being back, and this is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our main conversation, where we have it that Dr. Ebenezer Obadare, Senior Fellow for Africa Studies at the Council on Foreign Relations, has urged the United States lawmakers to pressure the Nigerian government to abolish Sharia law in the 12 northern states where it is practiced, and to disband the Hisbah, religious enforcement police group. Speaking during a joint congressional briefing by the House Appropriations and Foreign Affairs committees, he warned that extremist groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, and the radicalized Fulani militia are exploiting Sharia-based institutions and Hisbah operatives to advance extremist ideology, enforce the forced revelations, and also entrench impunity. He outlined a two-step policy approach helping the Nigerian military neutralized Boko Haram and pushing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to make Sharia law unconstitutional while dismantling Hisbah structure across the north.
Okay, Obadare noted that the Nigerian government has recently responded to international pressure through intensified military action against Boko Haram, the recruitment of thousands of new police personnel, and Tinubu's declaration of a national security emergency. He also urged Washington to keep up the pressure, that is in quotes, stressing that jihadist terror remains the most dangerous threat to Nigeria's stability. During the bipartisan session chaired by Appropriations, Vice Chair Mario Balat, lawmakers also heard testimonies alleging state complicity in religious persecution.
All right, so let's get talking. We still have Mr. Oluwa Taiwo. Thank you so very much for still being here. I think I'm more honored for the fact that you are someone who understands the terrain of Nigeria. You've had the opportunity of living in different parts of the Nigeria, particularly the northern part. Kano is where you say you often, frequent. Kaduna also, and so many other places. These are places that are entrenched with the Sharia law, and we all know what the Hisbah police do. How do you think it makes sense, logic sense, that we have a secular state called Nigeria, but we're operating two constitutions, the Sharia and our Nigerian constitution? Does it make sense?
Nigeria is, sometimes like the skit meter will say that Nigeria is a comedian village. We tend to derail in our sustainability issues as a country. When we talk about Sharia, what is the antecedent of Sharia? What is the reason for Sharia? That's what we should ask ourselves. What is the reason for Sharia? We have the Muslim in the north. We have the Muslim in the south. We have the Christian in the north. We have the Christian in the south. We have Fulani in the north. We have Fulani in the south. So how come there's Sharia law in the north? How come there's no Sharia law in the south? That shows to you that something is wrong somewhere. The foundation is faulty. What is the target of Sharia law? All right. So when I enter a bus in the north, the way I relate with the female counterpart is different from the way I relate with female counterparts in the south. But it's still the same country. That's not taking us anywhere. It's not taking us anywhere. The Sharia law, the Governor Yerima and all his family members are in the Senate, in the House of Assembly then, and that is one of the reasons I always say that we should be careful of how we play politics in Nigeria. We should look more towards governance and the governance structure. When Yerima and his family were pushing this narrative, the president then was busy about his second term or about third term.
That's Muhammad Buhari, isn't it?
Yes. Most of them were not sincere that, like when Obasanjo came and the rest, most of them were not sincere to say that this thing shouldn't happen under my tenure. Everybody is busy about his own second term or about his own third term. Now, the law has blown into full flesh. It's now living with us. Now everybody is crying more than the bereaved. The first question is, who caused the bereaved? Who were all parts of the bereaved, including the Senate, including the House of Reps, including the presidency. All right? Sharia law has been there, but not from our constitution. All right? Every state is working under the federal government, isn't it? Yeah. So we are all operating 1999 constitution as amended. Yes. I don't know where we are still amending. We'll continue to amend. I don't know when we're going to stop amending and make the constitution.
Build a fresh one.
Because each time you amend the constitution, there is always a lacuna within the constitution. That's one of the disadvantages of amendment. But some people don't know. Some people just come on TV. I want to amend the constitution. I know I'll just smile. Even though I'm not a lawyer, but I understand the constitution that each stage of amendment will create a gap, a lacuna within the system. Because those who are amending the constitution will never be sincere. They will never be intentional to close those gaps. In fact, some of them will end up opening the gaps because of their own selfish reason. You saw what happened to the Ninth Assembly when the Senate, during the amendment, they opened their own bomb. They forgot that they have opened on space that will affect them. That if you are contesting election for presidency, you are not permitted to come back again to contest for another election within one election. They have forgotten that they signed it by themselves. So it was after signing they submitted the amended paper. They now realized, they said, no, let's go back to the court. We have to re-amend the amended constitution. That is why we are still here. All of us, we are still amending ourselves. And we have not stopped amending ourselves. All boils down to the foundational error of our selfish political interests. Bandits, kidnapping is all business of the elite. Killing is part of the business. It's all business of the elite. In fact, you'll be shocked to know that recently I was talking to a woman from Plateau State and another woman from Maiduguri. There are some areas in those two states. They categorically stated that those areas are peaceful. But on the news, it has been overbloated that those areas, there is crisis in those areas. So that means it's a business in disguise. She said she just came back from that state 2 weeks ago. So it's not that maybe she ran away from her state and started living in Lagos. No, she just came back. I said, you mean you travel? He said, she travel regularly. He says, there no wars is which war? He said, it's a lie. Forget what they are saying on the news. So it's all business. I was shocked. Just the way you are shocked. I was also shocked also. I collected her number. So I want to be sure what she found. I'm saying that because I love traveling. One of these days she's going back to her state. I want to follow her. I want to see what she saw. She says there's no problem in her area. Wow. In fact, she told me the boundary between Nigeria and all those in Cameroon and the rest. She said a lot of unscrupulous elements that come in regularly to cause havoc within Nigerian border, and they run back to their territory. He said, but their own territory, there's peace in that territory. But that's what you are hearing on the news every day. That's what? That there is crisis in the area. So that's what? Budget security budget can be more allocated into those areas. So Sharia law was supposed to bring peace into the north. But Sharia law, has it brought peace? The answer is left for the governors and their people to answer.
Yes, because the Sharia law itself, I am not a Muslim to understand some details in the Sharia law, but the bandits and the insurgents are supposed to be those the Sharia law were meant for, to exterminate them. But we can see it is not doing it. Rather, what we see is lots of people in the north suffering as a result of what you talked about. There are over 18 million out-of-school children in the north. And these people have had the opportunity the most in governing this country. So the question I would love to ask again is, if we juxtapose it with other Muslim countries around the world, Qatar, Dubai, the UAE, of course, and Saudi Arabia, they should even practice this thing more. But you see more development in those areas. So what do you think is the issue? Is it a question of the Muslims in the northern part not understanding this Sharia thing, and those in the Middle East knowing it better and applying it well? What do you think is
if we are ready for business, all these state-based laws should be scrapped.
State-based laws should be scrapped.
Should be scrapped immediately. Let's all of us go back to the drawing board. If you want more states, we'll give you more states. And once we give you more states, start developing your states. Once you start developing your states, then the people will develop their territory. When they develop their territory, it's the development we need, not law. All right? How come I'll go to Dubai today and on Friday everybody is going to the mosque? But I dare not take a sweet from a supermarket because the owner of the supermarket has just gone to the mosque. I dare not. Because what? There's security. There's CCTV everywhere. Is that a Sharia law? There's CCTV everywhere. So you, like if they born your papa, you enter the supermarket, take a sweet or a biscuit and put in your pocket because the owner of the supermarket has just gone to the mosque on Friday. You dare it. The CCTV is watching you. And what happened? By the time they finish praying, before you get to your next destination, there's a police officer is waiting for you at the next nearest junction. Young man, you took a sweet, please, for security reason, go and return that sweet.
Or face the penalty.
Tell me, is that Sharia? It's just simple human development, initiative, and intentionality as a people. We say we, the people of Nigeria, but we never sat down for this constitution. That's why we're still having a problem. So if you are bringing Sharia in Gombe State, Sharia in Yobe State, Sharia in Zamfara State, which of the law are we going to bring out in Lagos State? Which of the law am I going to bring out when I become the governor of Lagos or the governor of Ogun State? Which law am I going to bring out if I become the governor of Ondo State? Is that our problem? Is law meant for the man or man meant for the law? So we are all missing it from the beginning. A governor that is not protecting his people but is bringing law to cage his people. You can see it's an irony, and it's a laughable irony. You're not protecting the lives and property of your citizens, but you are bringing law to structure them. A man that is hungry can never be structured. We are deceiving ourselves. A man that is hungry, an hungry man is an angry man. An angry man will never obey the law. He will not obey the law because he's hungry and he's angry.
Yeah.
A man that is angry, that want to steal, they are talking about Sharia law. What is Sharia law? If you can kill him in the next hour, it doesn't mind. But let him take that food at that moment. He's ready to die. Because even the hunger is more dangerous. It's more killing than your Sharia law. The hunger, the displacement of the people of the north, the hunger in the land, the poverty in the land, the raping, everything in the land. It's more killing than what? Do you know the real bandits in Nigeria now? Do you know the real bandits in Nigeria? The real bandits in Nigeria is poverty. It's not even Boko Haram. Because in fact, you'll be shocked that some people are in their house, but they are praying to be displaced so that the government can feed them. But they are in their houses. They are praying to be displaced so that they can be in the camp of the IDP, and they will be fed by the federal government. So let's go back to the drawing table. Let's provide food, shelter, security for our people. Then the people will decide which way to go. Whether they want to become a Muslim or whether they want to become a Christian. But in as much as we are overburdening the people with religious law, then we are saying that we are not intentional in bringing them out of poverty. Because don't forget, religion is the opium of the masses. It's always a mechanism to do what? To subjugate the political will of the people. So in as much as we are bringing any religious law, that means we are not ready to bring them out of poverty. A man that is liberated economically will never be subjugated to any Sharia law. So many northern youths are in Lagos. So many Fulani, they are in Lagos. They are my friends. We speak. In fact, when you see them, you don't see anything Sharia about them. Yeah. What does that mean? They have been economically liberated. Liberate your people, the law will take its own direction.
Okay, let's explore on the potential consequences. Could Nigeria face international legal pressure if Sharia enforcement continues?
You talk about the International Criminal Court or the International Court of Justice. Now, every state has its own sovereignty. All right. So, when we say facing, we are saying that, number one, they are supposed to have some laws from the ICC and ICJ to be domesticated in every nation and also to be domesticated in every state. So if this law is not from the federal government and it's not anything to be corroborated or collaborated by the ICJ, then something will be done legally. It should be done.
Okay.
Because the due process has not been followed. It's as simple as that. And that's why we're having the crisis. The real due process has not been followed. It's not just about the state of assembly, it's beyond that. Because don't forget that if it's about the state of assembly, is it only Lagosians that are living in Lagos? Is it only the people from the north that are living in Yobe?
No,
I have a friend that was posted to Yobe when I was posted to Abuja for youth service. Is he going to be binded by Sharia law? So it's not just about the House of Assembly. It's beyond the House of Assembly. That's what we are saying. So if the House of Assembly are ready to take action, then they should go back and say, where is this law? What is even the foundation of this law? Is it from the 1999 Constitution? If it's not in the 1999 Constitution, then the Senate should take over the proceeding. If they can't take over the proceeding, they should be waiting for ICG to take over.
But Taiwo, you would agree with me that in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, there are unwritten laws, even if they are very not glaring, but they are there. And one of them is the need for them to use their population to determine who wins and who leads the country. They've used that for so many years, and this Sharia law is like a subset tool that they have used to make that possible. Do you think in our today Nigeria it's possible to expunge that Sharia law out, knowing that it's a tool that they have consistently used to determine who leads Nigeria?
That's one of the advantages of creation of states. When more state comes, you see that a lot of law will be abolished.
Or they would have to pass the Sharia law to their neighboring state.
No, they can't pass it to them. They can't pass it to them. Because they themselves, they'll be scrapping for survival. And will I leave my state to come and develop your own state?
Can't work now.
So a lot of things will break. A lot of jinx will be broken by creation of states. There's a lot of cabal that has been created within the political space, within the economic space. With creation of space, you discover that there will be more trouble at the grassroots, but that trouble will bring relief for the federal government.
Oh.
Because everybody will now know that, oh, so we have been baboons, we have been deceived all along. So this thing is not bringing development. Because it shows that with this kind of law, that means that for every financial aid, every foreign aid that is going to come to Zamfara, or is going to come to Yobe, or any state that is going to be created, I have to go through your traditional ruler. And once I give it to your traditional ruler, if I decide not to give you people, and you people in your state, you continue to remain displaced within your state, then everybody will say no. You say you want the foreign aid to come directly, then abolish this process. You see the people will rise up. Because there's so many areas in the north, because of those policy, like you said, those unwritten law, some development cannot get to those places. Because who are you to talk about maybe sanitary part to a girl child? Who are you to talk about the girl child education in Zamfara State? Do you want to be beheaded? Who are you to talk about the girl child education in Yobe State, in the rural area?
No.
We're not talking
especially if you are a man like me. Because there's a passion some of us have for this. If I'm to pass it to a young lady to go and do such in the north, you might not have such passion. You might just go there and become a business as usual. It's a normal girl like all that is talking now. But when a man is talking about the hygiene of a girl child, the passion will be, you say, so these people care about us. So the opposite sex also care about us. There's an emotional attachment to that. There's a psychological attachment to that. But if whoever is involved is not being released to relate directly with the people, then those foreign aid will be misguided and misaided within the aiding environment. And that's why there's no development. In spite of the millions of dollars and even billions of dollars that has come through grants, through NGOs into the northern states, and they're still well malnourished up to now. In fact, for some of us in the south, we are happy that Donald Trump has stopped some of those foreign aid. Because it's making the people to get more malnourished. Because it's been diverted. It's been diverted. The development we are looking for is not there. The figures we are seeing, the billions of dollars we are seeing on the dashboard from different international NGOs in our email, it's not there's no corresponding effects in Yobe, no corresponding effects in Zamfara State. So those laws must be reviewed. And the Senate and the House of Rep must stand up to their responsibility. Even though I know some of them too, because they want to be retained in Senate, they might not want to kick against those laws.
They wouldn't.
But don't forget, if you are not ready to be part of the development, when the development comes, you'll be part of those that will be used to develop the system. So it's better you rise up and be part of the development of Nigeria.
Very well said. We cannot overstate some of these facts because they are glaring and poignant, you know, when we take a look at them very deeply. Unfortunately, some of these politicians who have enacted this Sharia law have their kids studying in different Ivy League schools around the world. They have their children go do masters, PhD, and hope that they would come back and take over from them. But they would not allow the child of the tomato seller, the sweet potato seller, you know, to have the opportunity, you know, like their own children would do. And this is why, Mr. Taiwo, you rightly said it's about hypocrisy of those in power not allowing some of these things work. And it's so very unfortunate. So if you have like a 60-second speech to do right now to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on this Sharia law, what would that be? If you have the opportunity of speaking to him directly via Zoom, what would that be?
Okay, for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he should put up his legal team, both the secular legal team and the Sharia legal team. Let them look at the entire process. How did we get to this point? What is the impact of Sharia law in the last 10 years? And what will be the impact in the next 10 years? If the two cannot marry each other, then it should present a review to the Senate immediately, not wasting any second, not waiting for a second term, because it might be ambushed after or during the second term. You should take action now. Tomorrow is not certain for any leader anymore in Nigeria. Nobody, including state governor, nobody is secured in any position anymore in Nigeria. You can be removed at any time. So take that action now. Tomorrow is not a certain.
Very well said. And this reminds me of what's happening in Osun State. We have it that Governor Adeleke has been displaced of the PDP. He has not been allowed in the APC, so he is partyless as we speak now. Come 2027 during the election. So they are hoping he would go for the only two parties he has now as option is ABGA and an Accord party. So this sits well with what Mr. Taiwo said, that you cannot guarantee your position anytime in Nigeria. Things are changing and we're very interested to see how that goes on. Thank you so very much, Mr. Oluwa Taiwo, for being here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. It's my country.
Yes.
I must do more.